So, you want to become a pirate? Not because you love danger, of course. Probably because you watched one movie with dramatic music and a man standing heroically at the front of a ship while his hair moved perfectly in the wind. Real pirate life was a little less heroic. Your hair would mostly smell like smoke, sweat, salt water, and possibly fish. But it is too late now. Tonight, you are standing in a crowded port somewhere in the Caribbean during the early 1700s. The rain falls softly onto muddy streets. Ships creak in the harbor. Lanterns swing in the wind. Somewhere nearby, a drunk sailor is singing a song so badly that even the seagulls sound offended. The town smells wonderful. If your idea of wonderful includes tar, wetwood, smoke, rotten fruit, and human misery, this is where your pirate life begins. Now, most pirates did not start as fearless criminals. Many were ordinary sailors first. And honestly, being a normal sailor at the time was already terrible enough. Merchant ships were brutal places to work. Navy ships were even worse. Captains beat crews for tiny mistakes. Food was awful. Pay was late. Sometimes there was no pay at all. Imagine working 6 months at sea only to hear your boss say, "Sorry mate, the company is struggling right now." Which is impressive considering the company was floating on silver and sugar. Sailors were overworked constantly. You climbed ropes in storms. You slept in tiny spaces. You ate food that looked older than the Bible. And if you got sick or injured, well, good luck. So when pirate crews offered something different, some sailors listened. Pirates promised better pay, shared treasure, more freedom, sometimes even voting rights aboard the ship. Honestly, compared to Navy life, piracy probably sounded weirdly refreshing, like switching from one terrible job to another terrible job, but this one occasionally lets you steal cinnamon. And that is how many men joined pirate crews. Not through adventure, through desperation. Some were escaping debt. Some were escaping prison. Others were escaping starvation. A few unlucky people were forced to join after pirates captured their ships. Which means your pirate career might begin with somebody pointing a pistol at you and saying, "Congratulations. You work here now." Not exactly an inspiring recruitment strategy. Tonight, you push open the door of a loud harbor tavern. Warm air hits your face immediately. The room is crowded with sailors, gamblers, drunks, and men who definitely have knives hidden somewhere uncomfortable. Candles flicker against wooden walls stained dark from years of smoke. At the back of the room sits a pirate captain. You know he is the captain because everyone keeps glancing nervously toward him. Also because he has the kind of beard that seems legally dangerous. Pirate captains did not always look dramatic, though. Some looked ordinary, tired even. Sunburned faces, missing teeth, scars from old battles, clothes faded by salt and weather. The ocean aged people quickly, especially pirates. The captain looks you over carefully. Can you climb rigging? Can you fight? Can you swim? Hopefully yes to at least one of those. Because pirate ships were desperate places. Every crew member mattered. On a ship far from land, even one lazy sailor could become a serious problem. You are handed a mug of rum, probably safer than the water. Then come the pirate articles. These were the official rules of the ship. And surprisingly, pirates loved rules. Which feels strange for criminals, but pirate crews needed order or they would immediately collapse into screaming chaos. The articles explained how treasure was shared, how fights were handled, punishments for stealing from the crew, compensation for injuries. Lose an arm? Extra money. Lose a leg? More money. Lose both? Well, at that point your career options become limited. Some pirate crews even voted on important decisions. Captains had power during battles, but outside combat, many pirates expected a more equal system. Still dangerous, still violent, but strangely organized. You dip a pen into ink and sign your name onto the paper. Or maybe you make an X because literacy was not exactly common among exhausted sailors. Either way, there it is. Your life on land is over now. Outside, thunder rolls across the harbor. The pirate ship waits in dark water near the docks. Lantern light flickers across its wet wooden sides. From a distance, it almost looks peaceful. That illusion will not survive long. As you approach the ship, you notice the sounds first. Wood creaking, ropes pulling in the wind, waves slapping against the hull. Somewhere above, sailors move through the rigging like shadows. The ship smells even worse up close. And underneath all of it, something old and rotten hiding deep in the wood. You climb aboard carefully. Immediately somebody shouts at you for standing in the wrong place. Excellent start. Pirate ships were crowded floating machines. Every inch mattered. Cannons lined the decks beside coils of rope and stacked barrels. Men hurried constantly between tasks. Nobody cared if you were new. In fact, the crew probably saw new sailors as future corpses. Cheerful group. You are shown where you will sleep. Or more accurately, where you will attempt to sleep. Your hammock hangs tightly beside dozens of others below deck. The ceiling is low. The air is hot and damp. Somewhere nearby, a rat disappears into darkness. Wonderful. You place your small bag beside the hammock and try not to think too much about the fact that this wooden ship will soon carry you across thousands of miles of open ocean. At dinner, you eat salted meat so tough it could probably survive cannon fire. A sailor beside you casually spits a tooth onto the floor. Nobody reacts. That feels important somehow. The crew talks loudly around you. Some laugh. Others gamble with cards and coins. A few men stare silently into their drinks with the tired eyes of people who have already seen too much ocean. And somewhere in the darkness outside the ship, waves crash endlessly against the docks. Tomorrow, you leave land behind. Maybe forever. You probably imagine pirate life would feel exciting. But tonight it mostly feels cold. And wet. And deeply unhealthy. Still, as the lanterns sway gently overhead and thunder rolls across the distant sea, you cannot help feeling something else too. Curiosity. And the strange feeling that the world you knew is already disappearing behind you. Because once the ship sails, there is no easy way back. By morning, the harbor is already fading behind you. The town grows smaller and smaller until it becomes little more than a blurry line on the edge of the world. Soon, even that disappears into gray fog. And just like that, you belong to the sea now. The pirate ship groans as waves roll beneath it. The deck moves constantly under your feet. Not violently. Not yet. Just enough to remind you that the ocean is alive, and it has absolutely no interest in making you comfortable. The wind snaps through the sails overhead. Sailors climb ropes like angry spiders while shouting things you barely understand. Everything aboard the ship feels loud. The wood creaks. The ropes strain. The sails crack in the wind. Men cough constantly. Somebody nearby is arguing over cards before breakfast, which honestly feels ambitious. You try to stay out of the way. This is harder than expected. Pirate ships were crowded floating boxes filled with cannons, barrels, ropes, weapons, and exhausted men who had not enjoyed a proper nap since childhood. Within your first hour at sea, somebody yells at you for touching the wrong rope. A second sailor yells at you for not touching a different rope. You quickly realize pirate ships run almost entirely on confusion and screaming. Still, there is work to do. Always work. You help pull heavy lines until your hands burn. Salt water sprays across the deck. The sun climbs higher overhead, turning the ship hot and sticky. Tar melts slightly between cracks in the wood, releasing a thick smoky smell into the air. You already miss chairs. By afternoon, the sea begins rolling harder beneath the ship. At first it feels strange, then unpleasant, then deeply personal. Your stomach starts shifting around like it is trying to escape your body entirely. Yes. Seasickness. One of the ocean's favorite hobbies. Your face turns pale. Sweat forms across your forehead. Every movement of the ship feels worse than the last. The deck tilts. Your legs wobble. Somewhere nearby, an older sailor notices your expression and laughs. "First voyage?" he asks. You do not answer because you are busy trying not to die beside a barrel. Unfortunately, the ocean does not care about your struggle. A large wave hits the side of the ship, and suddenly your breakfast returns to freedom, right onto your shoes. A few sailors laugh. One does not even look up from cleaning a pistol. which tells you this happens constantly. And it did. Many sailors spent their first days at sea violently seasick. Some never fully adjusted. Imagine trying to climb ropes during a storm while your body believes it has been poisoned by existence itself. The crew gives you little sympathy. Pirates were not known for emotional support. By evening, your arms ache. Your stomach hurts. Your clothes are damp with sweat and seawater. Salt sticks to your skin. Even your hair feels tired somehow. And now comes the part you have secretly been waiting for. Except pirate ships were not designed for comfort at all. Below deck, the air feels thick and hot. Lanterns swing slowly overhead, throwing long shadows across cramped wooden walls. Hammocks hang side by side so tightly that climbing into one feels like trying to squeeze into a drawer. You lower yourself carefully into your hammock. Immediately, the ship rolls sideways. The hammock swings. You swing with it. For one brief moment, you feel like a piece of laundry hanging in a storm. Around you, dozens of sailors settle in for the night. Boots thump against wood. Men cough into the darkness. Somebody snores before fully lying down, which honestly deserves respect. The smell below deck is difficult to describe. Sweat, wet rope, salt water, old wood, unwashed bodies, and somewhere nearby, cheese that has clearly lost the will to live. You try breathing through your mouth. Huge mistake. Rats scratch inside the walls. Tiny claws race across beams overhead. Occasionally one darts across the floor openly, as if paying rent. Nobody reacts anymore. The rats belong here more than you do. Then there are the sounds. The ship never stops moving. Wood groans constantly under pressure. Waves slam against the hull. Wind whistles through cracks above deck. Cannons shift slightly with each roll of the sea. You expected peaceful ocean noises. What you got instead is a floating haunted house. Sleep becomes impossible. Your hammock swings side to side endlessly. Every time you almost relax, the ship tilts again. Somewhere nearby, two sailors quietly argue over stolen rum. One threatens to stab the other over a missing biscuit. Pirates really believed in workplace communication. You close your eyes anyway. Above deck, footsteps continue through the night. Some sailors remain on watch while others adjust sails in darkness. Pirate ships operated constantly. The sea did not pause because you felt sleepy. Hours pass slowly. The air grows hotter below deck. Too many bodies packed into one small space. Sweat sticks to your skin. Your back aches from the hammock ropes pressing beneath you. Then suddenly, a loud crash shakes the ship. You sit upright instantly. Several sailors curse. Above deck, men shout through the darkness. For one terrible moment you think the ship is sinking. But no, just rough waves. Apparently pirate ships enjoyed randomly sounding like they were exploding. Nobody else seems worried, which somehow feels worse. Eventually, exhaustion starts winning the battle. Your eyes grow heavy. The swinging hammock becomes strangely hypnotic. The endless creaking fades into background noise. Even the smell becomes less noticeable, which is either adaptation or a medical emergency. Before sleep finally takes you, one thought drifts through your tired mind. This ship is not freedom. It is not adventure. It is a floating wooden trap surrounded by miles of black water. And tomorrow will be even harder, because soon the real problems begin. The storms, the hunger, the disease, the battles. But for now, somewhere far above your head, moonlight shines softly across the dark ocean while the pirate ship sails deeper into the endless sea. And below deck, packed tightly among strangers, rats, cannons, and snoring criminals, you finally fall asleep. For almost 20 whole minutes. Then somebody throws up nearby. And the night starts all over again.